So the whole project for us started in the Lake Tahoe Basin, and in particular their environmental improvement program. So to give you a little bit of backstory, the client in this case is the Tahoe Regional Planning Agency. It was an agency set up back in the late 1960s by a bi-state compact, so congressional act, because it straddles the California-Nevada borders. And they set it up to oversee and establish standards for environmental goals, things like soil conservation, air quality, scenic value, and later recreation value. And then by the 1990s, it became pretty clear that their regulation-only approach wasn't getting them close enough to their goals. They still had a long ways to go. So like a lot of folks in the room kind of found, that you need to tap into the volunteer power and the non-forced approach to accomplishing some of these goals. And then in 1997, they established the Environmental Improvement Program and started funding it to do good work on the ground. And now it's spent over $2 billion since 1997 and has accomplished close to 1,000 projects. And like a lot of times, in the work that we do, that you guys do, the accomplishments and the storytelling is hard to do. You're so busy getting the work done on the ground. And frankly, a lot of times you're leaving a lot of money on the table in terms of tapping into other funding sources by being better at telling your story and getting the word, not just the narratives, but also the quantitative aspects of what are you actually accomplishing, where did the money go. And TRPA, they're not the funder, they're just the local convener of this and manager and overseer of this environmental improvement program. So they didn't have much in the way of sticks to get people to tell them all the good work that they did. So they hired us in 2014 to build a system and a set of workflows to make it very easy for their 50 to 60 regional partners to come in once a year and tell them what they did. What kind of things did you accomplish? How much money did you spend from which funding sources? And then also to propose new projects. And so to kind of keep a live portfolio of where future investments might be directed. So that's the Environmental Improvement Project, this EIP project is what we're really talking about here. I wanted to show that it's over time it's become part of an ecosystem of a number of different tools and views for helping them manage their watershed. So it really is about bringing together a bunch of different data sources and data tools to help them make more informed decisions about their watershed. So just a quick shot of the homepage of the EIP project tracker. From here you can explore different programs, take a look at their accomplishments, and of course the seemingly prerequisite thumbnail map of all the projects that are happening in the basin. So I show this to you here because once you start looking at the Clackamas Partnerships project tracker, you should see, discerning eyes should see some similarities. And it's because this is what was a standalone bespoke software system that they put $1.2, $1.3 million in over the time to build this all out, and then they put an open source license on it. So this is kind of the larger scale time scale. I'm going to focus mostly on this part. This talks about how they came up with their performance measures and how they as a region decided what kind of things were important to track. That was important pre-work that enabled us to be successful. But they put an open source license on in 2016. We then created a platform more generically called Project Firma, and the Clackamas Partnership and an early adopter group of California RCDs tapped into that license and stood up a project tracking system for their own needs in 2017. Today we're in active conversations with folks in Washington and Idaho and Colorado about doing something similar, either on a local scale for one watershed or statewide. So what started out as a public investment in Lake Tahoe was extended to help ensure sustainable land practices in California. Those are actually goats from one of our main project managers. That's her farm. And then we brought it more local to our home waters in the Willamette Valley to help track and manage their goals.